All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna start the recording.
Let's do it. We're gonna talk over this part, right?
We can.
Let's say words. That's been a staple since I had arrived. You know? So
Well, we got 3 seconds of talking over it.
okay, just the three.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
the 3.
I think
You don't need any more.
We'll take the 3.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, man? How you been?
I've been all right. Been exhausted. How are you?
Yeah, exhausted.
Youngsters would say it's been a hot minute.
It has been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Work has been crazy. Personal life has been crazy. Everything's been crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome back, everybody. What's up, JJ? What's up, Ravel? See you guys in the chat. Halo's been kind of crazy, kind of quiet, not a whole lot going on, and then suddenly, boom, we got season 3 stuff popping up.
Atomic bomb.
Have you been playing any Halo or anything?
A little bit here and there. I've been playing with Rabble, some Halo MCC.
Nice.
But yeah, beyond that, I've only doing the stream for Borderlands and then Halo MCC and that and then a little bit of Overwatch. That's about it.
Nice.
It's been hard to kind of just get together the time, especially with things that are going on at the theater at the moment, right? So, I mean, like the next couple of weeks, we've got some pretty massive hitters coming out, like one after the other, 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 and so like it's gonna be exhausting.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense for sure. Why is my camera so off? Okay, there we go. You ever like you ever just leave
turning it on?
No, it's on. You ever like leave everything in your setup alone and then you turn it on and then suddenly like everything seems off? It's so crazy.
Yes, that is due to
What is that? What's happening?
Little magical little trolls. They jump into your computer system, and then they just start unplugging and replugging things in your computer, right?
Little
and
bastards.
they will just slightly adjust certain things, and that's why you have that problem.
Well, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
You know those troll dolls with the really long hair. Those things.
Yeah.
Those things specifically get into your computer system.
Well, how do you get them out? How do you get rid of the little things that mess everything up?
I was gonna make a very terrible joke, but I'm not gonna say it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Make the terrible joke. What is it?
The terrible joke would be use like antivirus or something, and then I was gonna suggest a particular antivirus that seems to be like, you know, causing problems. Like yes, to say the least.
What, like a vaccine or something like that?
I was gonna say McAfee, but
oh.
you know, like the owner of McAfee and all that stuff. So yeah.
What's all that stuff?
Go down that rabbit hole.
I don't know this rabbit hole. I don't even know what hole I'm supposed to be avoiding here. What happened with McAfee?
No, it's just the things that he seems this person the owner supports and all that stuff, right? So.
Oh, I don't even know. Something
Google
we should stay away from.
Exactly no, and I don't want to give you like incorrect information and all this stuff. I just know that it's become like a thing.
All right, let me Google this.
Oh, you don't have to Google it. Okay.
What's the issue with McAfee?
What's the issue with McAfee?
What's the issue with McAfee? What is the McAfee controversy? On 13 February 2022, a Spanish court ruled McAfee died by suicide. Interesting. Okay. In a Netflix documentary released in August of 2022 entitled Running with the Devil, The Wild World of John McAfee, McAfee's ex-girlfriend, identified as Samantha Herrera, alleged that McAfee faked his death to avoid tax evasion charges. Whoa.
I thought there was more to that. I could have sworn I've heard more recently. I feel like he came up in the news,
Really?
like very recent.
This is according to the Wikipedia. Let me click on this. Death. Well, this is the most recent stuff. Looks like there was some stuff in June of 2021. Personal life, 2015. Yeah, it looks like the most recent thing, but that's according to Wikipedia. Everybody knows Wikipedia is way off, so who knows? His death generated speculation and conspiracy theories about the possibility that he was murdered. McAfee's wife, Janice McAfee, said she did not believe McAfee committed suicide and claimed the suicide note was forged. Jeez! Could you ever imagine a scenario where you would pretend to kill yourself to avoid something? What's up, Q-Stick?
Sorry, what was that question?
The question is, Mystery, what would it take for you to fake your own death, do you think?
What would it take to
No.
fake it?
How about this? How would you fake your own death?
How would I fake my own death?
I'm just going to assume that everybody has some kind of situation where they would go, you know what? It'd be better if the world thought that I was dead. So I'm going to go ahead and fake my death. How would you fake it? What would you want the headline to be?
What would I want it to be? I don't know. Let's say mysterious Twitch streamer. I don't know. Jumps off the Grand Canyon or something.
Whoa! Jumps off the Grand Canyon.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. That's a way to do it. I would want people to think that I was crushed by a kettlebell. Like I was working out or something like that.
A typical kettlebell? Like a typical size? Or would it be like an oversized kettlebell? Like one of those Looney Tunes?
An oversized one, yeah.
And just oversized. Would it make the anvil sound? The dung, like when it hits you?
My head would like kind of shake like a cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get like little the rubber duckies that are like, or like the little ducks that are kind of just spinning around above your head.
Yes.
Or it could be just more anvils. Oh my god, what if it was more anvils and then it fell again on your head?
That's what I would want. At the crime scene, not the crime scene, at the death scene, I would want there to be a whole bunch of like little rubber duckies like on the ground. Like, what is this? And then the detective goes like, "Oh, he must have gotten knocked in his head really bad," you know?
Yeah.
That's how I'm going out.
That's the way.
That's the way. That's one way.
I think I like yours better. It's really animated. I like that.
Yeah.
Just get ripped apart by a Tasmanian devil or something, you know? Or
Whoa.
Just be part of a Looney Tune, you know? Like.
That's the way to do it, man. You go, hey, I'm gonna go in the mountains, and then a bear gets you.
Raffle says we quacked the case, detective, after seeing rubber ducks.
We quacked the case. He was hunting wabbits.
It's duck hunting season.
He's hunting ducks. I don't know. What the hell? So, yeah, I don't know. May as well just jump into it. Season 3 is coming out. Comes out March 7th. Do you know anything about... Yeah, that is next week. That's in 6 days.
It's in 6 days as of this recording?
Correct. It's 11:54 p.m. right now, so it's in 6 days.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
It's about to be 5 days. Yeah, season 3. There's this little article on Halo Waypoint talking about some stuff, so I thought I would kind of go through some of it so we can talk about it. How's that sound?
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. What do we got up there?
I know that you've been playing MCC. When's the last time you played Infinite?
I will pop my head in on Infinite every like once in a while. I have tried a couple of the new maps on the community playlist, and they've been fun to play.
Okay.
It's been nice to get some different biomes. So that's been nice. Hoping to see more very, very soon.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
Well, I was just gonna. What I want to do is I want to get your level of like enthusiasm for Halo Infinite before this article, and then your enthusiasm for Halo Infinite after this article. See if it moves you in any direction.
All right, go for it. As far as I know, in regards to season 3, I've only seen the trailer or whatever that they spat out. So
Oh, you have seen the
I
trailer.
haven't actually read the article.
Trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So your level of enthusiasm for Halo Infinite, let's say it's on a scale of 1 to 10. How enthusiastic are you about Halo Infinite specifically right now, would you say? 10 being, I'm so enthusiastic. I want to play every single day, invite all my friends, convince people to go buy an Xbox to play Halo Infinite. 0 being, there's nothing that could possibly happen right now that would get me to get onto the game. Where are you at?
What would be 5?
5 would be like, yeah, you know, I'd play sometimes.
Okay. And this is prior to season 3? Is that what you're asking?
Prior to you hearing about this article, prior to us going through this article.
Prior to hearing about the article. Okay. Prior to hearing about the article, I was sitting at more of a 3.
Okay. Okay, so you were at a 3, not really interested. So far, you've seen the trailer for season 3, right? Maybe you've seen a couple things. And so where are you at currently this second right now?
How upset would you be if I said 2.9? No, I'm kidding. I'm sitting...
You could do a pro level analysis there. The 2.9, I like the decimal.
2.9184362. Like,
no, it's perfect. I like that.
No, I don't know. Like, I am excited to check out the new maps that are coming out. I'm excited for the fact that there is. I think they had said that there's gonna be a little bit more of an open, a big team battle map that's gonna be a little much more open for more vehicle play. So I'm excited for that. So that brings me maybe one more notch higher.
All right, so like a 4. You're at like a 4.
Yeah, I would probably say at a 4, but it's not going to be a big jump because I just also know that even though like a lot of this is coming through, there's still things that I don't like about Halo Infinite that are right now that I need to that needs to be changed for me to go a little bit higher up on that scale.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I think
UI
I'm with you.
is one of it. I keep saying it. UI. That UI needs to change, man.
Well, yeah. I think I'm with you. I think I'm around a 3, maybe a 4. Right now, I'm more interested in Harry Potter and The Legend of Zelda than I am in Halo. So maybe actually a little bit lower than you because I'm not even touching MCC really. So maybe you put me at like a 3.
Okay. Well, so I'm a little bit more excited than you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also a little distracted. I got some other things going on in life right now. But yeah, I'd say
fair.
a 3.
Everyone's got things going on.
That's true. It's true. Everybody has their own battles with the world. All right, so this was written by Alex Wakeford. We've read some of his stuff before. This was posted 14 hours ago, so hot off the presses. Alex Wakeford begins his article saying, Season 3 of Halo Infinite, or I almost said Halo 3. Season 3 of Halo Infinite arrives March 7th. New season means new maps. Season 3, Echoes Within, brings with it a trio of exciting and unique spaces for your regularly scheduled online Spartan slaying. These maps are Oasis, Cliffhanger, and Chasm. We're joined today by a terrific trio.
3 maps.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to read this whole article because it sounds kind of like interview style. Right, but let's see.
343 developed maps are coming out, right?
Yes.
That's what it is? Okay.
Correct. So here, CS, I'm not exactly sure who CS is. Who is CS? This is... CS is Cliff Schult. He's the multiplayer level designer. Okay, so this is the multiplayer guy talking right now. He says, okay. Oasis is a mosh pit of pure vehicular fun for big team battle. And it's got a stunning skybox with a Forerunner ship terraforming the desert environment around it. Sounds neat.
Yeah, more terraforming.
Let's go terraforming.
Yeah, there we go.
BTB map with more vehicles. That sounds good.
Yep. If the things that like Mint Blitz has said in his videos and all that stuff are true, I am excited to see saw some of that stuff come to fruition.
Why don't you bring up
Big
one of
team
the things
battle.
that you're thinking about that Mint Blitz has said for anybody who doesn't watch Mint Blitz videos?
So one of the things that he has come up with and said is, like, for example, you know how in big team battle right now, if you were to like, play a map, obviously you'd have to wait for the Pelican to drop a tank. He
Yes.
has said that now like in this map there should be like an actual like tank spawn point. Like,
Oh, well,
stuff
that's
like
good.
that. Yeah, stuff like that is definitely exciting to hear. Right?
Isn't it
'Cause, like, I don't
crazy?
want to have to wait for like almost 3/4 of a match just for a tank to drop in via a Pelican spawn somewhere random on the map.
Right. For everybody to kind of jump all over and then it blows up within like a second of somebody getting inside of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Let alone there's all these other things, right? Like, you know, like we need a lot of the big team battle maps right now, they're quite narrow. Like, you know, there's not really much space for vehicles to kind of maneuver around, really. Right? And he's saying like this new map. Did you say it was Chasm? Is that what it's called?
Chasm. Yep.
Yeah, this new map Chasm is supposed to have like quite a bit of open space. So, yeah, that's just exciting to me.
Well, that's good.
As somebody that enjoys a very social, casual, like, you know, Halo. I want to experience more of the Warthog flipping over and over again. Let's do it.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss that kind of gameplay.
Right. Exactly.
Cliffhanger set at an Oni black site atop a mountain, also featuring man cannons for maximum vertigo.
Nice. Man cannons.
Whenever I play Halo, I always think to myself, how do I get maximum vertigo? So I'm glad that they're finally making maps, you know, with that in mind for me. So I appreciate
taking that into consideration.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, Trax, they got you.
we got maps with maximum vertigo now. Thank you. Yep. I've been hoping. Chasm is
scratch that off your wish list, sir.
Scratch it off my Halo wish list. Maximum vertigo. That sounds like a band or a gamer tag. I don't know what that is. Chasm is what you'd get if you took boarding action from Halo CE and put in some grapple shots, which is every bit as fun as it sounds.
Okay.
Are you familiar with boarding action from Halo CE?
That was the two ships, right? That was
I think so. The ones that were facing each other.
Yeah, it was like it was a very vertical map that had like the 3 layers in the ships, and like you had one ship obviously on one side, and like or was it the one ship that was like split in half? Was it split in half?
I think it was split in half. Maybe it was 2 ships. I don't even know.
And like, yeah, so like in order to shoot the enemy team, which was on the other side of the ship, you'd have to, like, you know, shoot across this like this chasm. Oh my god, what the heck?
It makes sense now.
It's all coming together.
The article goes on, says, I definitely get some Halo 4 BTB map vibes from Oasis. Were there any specific inspirations that were part of the development of this map? CS, the multiplayer level designer, says there are elements of inspiration taken from the map Exile from Halo 4, which was a BTB favorite back in the day, with the emphasis on more open spaces for lots of fun vehicular action. I remember Exile. That was definitely a fun map. Always enjoyed when that one came up. Definitely a shining light from Halo 4 in my opinion.
Remind me again,
too.
which one was Exile? Like what was? Yeah, which one was Exile?
So Exile was in a canyon, and there was lots of greenery. You had a base. You had 2 bases on either side. You had one little cutout on one side that was kind of like a cave. On the other side, it was a little bit more open. You remember it now?
Yeah, wasn't there this one wall that had like a warthog that was kind of just dangling there?
Yes.
It was like a crash. It was a crashed ship, right? That's what it was.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
and then basically the middle of the map was this kind of like weird kind of like cave that was really open to like all sides of the map, and that was a very well designed map in my opinion.
That was a good one for capture the flag and assault. Yeah, that was very popular.
King of the
that.
Hill was
they also
really
had
fun
lots
on
of
that
different
one.
warthogs in there. I think Gauss cannon warthog and like the rocket the missile launcher warthog.
Yeah, you're right.
Stuff, so.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely
now
right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, sir.
CTF modes were particularly exciting on this map during testing, as vehicles allow for some truly epic flag capture runs. Practically every space here is accessible with Warthog, even the interior spaces. So you can go out into the open where you might be more at risk of falling prey to air or heavy vehicles, or you can drive through some of the interior spaces where those other vehicles are going to have a much harder time catching you and risk getting boxed in. I read that paragraph. I don't even know what I just read here. So it sounds like interesting places to go with the vehicles. Maybe it's kind of like a coagulation kind of thing where like you could take the Warthog through that cave and alongside the mountain, but it's kind of like totally out of the way, and so you have more cover than driving through the middle of the map, but at the same time it takes longer. Maybe it's kind of like that.
I mean, if you think about it, this is based off of, as you said, Exile, right? And if you really think about it, Exile is kind of like Blood Gulch, right?
Yes, you're right.
The only difference is, I mean, obviously it's smaller. I think
smaller.
I think it's smaller. Like
Felt
the actual
smaller.
box canyon is smaller.
Correct.
But also you have a crashed ship in there.
Right.
Right. So unless the crashed ship is taking up so much space, it seems smaller. And for all I know, it could be the same size, but it could be smaller too.
No, I think it's certainly felt a lot smaller. And plus, by Halo 4 having sprint and stuff like that, like it definitely was not the same size as like a coagulation. Coagulation felt much bigger, but I see what you're saying. Like Exile was more busy, but I think it was busier and smaller, I believe. The risk reward aspect of Halo's. Oh yeah. Okay, all right. So let's shift over to Cliffhanger. So aptly named because this Oni facility is set on the edge of a cliff. What are some unique elements of this map? DT, who is Donnie Taylor, the art director. DT says biome diversity is always a big one for us when it comes to multiplayer maps. We want these spaces to feel different from past maps we've offered, and even where we might be using a similar theme like a human base, we have unique visual elements to tap into. An Oni black site is going to look quite different to the more traditional UNSC aesthetic of live fire or the water treatment facility of recharge. And there's a subtle Forerunner element in this map you might pick up on as well. I think the subtle Forerunner thing they're talking about is this gigantic terraforming Forerunner thing in the distance.
At what point do you hear subtle with the word gigantic?
I think they're just being clever.
No, you're the one that said it.
Well,
they're being subtle with this.
I'm just they use the word subtle.
I just want there to be like a meme or something of like a Spartan pointing at this Forerunner structure in the background. Like, you know how like I don't know. Have you seen Endgame?
No, I haven't.
Avengers Endgame. Chance? Okay, there's a point. There's a point where like the Hulk is just like time travel or something like that, and he's got both his hands up, right? So I was like. I was picturing like a Spartan doing that same pose and being subtle with like the Forerunner structure in the background. That's
just
gigantic.
Nuking the desert and just turning it into something else. Subtle. What are some design considerations that go into creating an asymmetrical arena map like this? The multiplayer level designer says Cliffhanger was originally designed with zone control modes like Strongholds or King of the Hill in mind. And what that means is each zone has to look and feel unique. There's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors dynamic that zone control modes have in terms of how you tactically consider what your team is going to do or what your team is going to go for. If we go for A and C, we might lose B, but that location might end up being a solid base for the enemy team to make a comeback if we divide our forces across the map and so on. That goes on to inform sight lines, weapon spawns, equipment placement. Everything ties back to how you can work together with your team to control the areas. Interesting. So it's a map designed for like zone control and stuff like that. What we really felt as we were testing this map was how different it feels depending on which mode you're playing on. One flag, for example, creates a more linear, asymmetric experience with a similar vein to the example you gave of high ground. Attackers and defenders are not just put on different ends of the map. It feels like they're in different scenarios. Interesting. Of course, when you play a mode like Strongholds, you will get a totally different experience of the map. We hope that creates a cool dynamic that players enjoy. Third map,
Okay.
Chasm. This map came to be when my friend Andrew and I were running through the Halo Infinite campaign network co-op flight. As we were playing through the second mission, Foundation, we were goofing off in a particular area, and I thought this could be a fun space to play in multiplayer. So I investigated this, pulling the space into a multiplayer level. Note, this was definitely a more involved process than Control-C, Control-V. And redoing the layout to be a rotational symmetrical map to support CTF. After the first couple playtests, the map was received really well, and we decided to give it the full treatment to pull it as an official map. Even though it looks incredibly similar to a space in the campaign, it has been laid out and thus plays very differently. One of the things I think is awesome about this map is the risk of falling into the chasm, har. But with the grapple shot, you can actually turn that into an advantage and make some incredibly cool skilled jumps and maneuvers that turns falling from danger and death to a risk-reward route through the map. So that's cool.
It's funny that he says that like he thought that it would be like, you know, a good map or whatever for a multiplayer map. I feel like a lot of folks that even when I played that section, I was like, yeah, I feel like this section would be a pretty cool area or like a pretty cool design concept for a multiplayer map, right? Like just the floating pillars and like, you know, how they're like how some of them are just they're not all just straight or anything. You know, you got some that are crooked, you have some that are like, you know, that are very clearly distorted in some way, shape, or form, right? And even when I was playing through like the campaign, I came across this section. I'm like, you know, this could be I wouldn't say Team Slayer map. I would say like a free for all map. This could be a really interesting free for all.
Yeah.
You know. And then yeah, lo and behold, I guess obviously others thought the same thing, and here we are. You know, we have ourselves a Control-C, Control-V map. That wasn't so Control-C, Control-V. Maybe Shift Control-C and Shift Control-V or something, you know?
Yeah.
A map that's kind of just thrown in there.
Yeah.
But if this is a really good free-for-all map, I look forward to playing some free-for-all games.
Yeah, I've never, like, free-for-all is definitely not my go-to game type at all, but the map sounds really interesting. It looks really interesting. I'm excited to play on it. They ask, how do you think the new sandbox additions, namely the M392 Bandit and Shroud Screen, will change up the way these maps are played? Multiplayer level designer says, oh, I think they're both strong additions. A lot of the feedback we got from players on Chasm noted that it felt like the Bandit worked really well for the kind of ranges you have on the map. Shroud has been great on Oasis as well. It's fun to smoke a long sightline before pulling the flag. We've seen some amazing Houdini plays around it. That's cool. Sounds like all the maps are going to be completely edible on edible? Oh, that's their word. Yeah, completely edible for Forge. That's a weird way to describe it. Oh, editable.
Editable, buddy. Editable.
Oh
You're not gonna eat You're not gonna eat the map.
I literally read that word like 3 times, and each time came away with like, why are they saying it's edible? Like, it's
okay. I completely understand, man. You gotta read a script. You gotta read a script for your job and all that stuff on a regular basis. Like...
By the way, I was the 3rd most productive person in my office last month, so that was good.
That's
what
awesome.
mode?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Okay,
I had to let that sink in for a second. I don't know why.
Yeah, we have about 16 to 20 people who do what I do, and I was in the top 3 last month, which felt really good because I had a really good final week.
Are you pushing for number 1 now, or you gotta push for number 2 and then number 1?
I think that it's really more of like just overall kind of getting cleaner, getting more relaxed, doing it my way, and
not reading the script. Got it.
Getting off process a little bit. No, but that's, I mean, there's truth to that.
You know what? Okay, I did pull your leg there in
Go
that
ahead.
situation. However, I did assume that you were at this point in which you actually did have it memorized, or like you were actually kind of conversing back and forth with your sales
Yeah, I mean, look, like, I don't think that there's one person who I've ever just done like a presentation for. Yeah, it's almost always a conversation. There's just certain things that you're supposed to kind of hit on. But I think that as time has gone on, it's becoming a lot different. Each appointment is like tailor made for the person who I'm talking to, and it's how it's supposed to be, you know. But it's, you know, much more conversations now than anything else, which is nice, and it's probably why I'm doing better, you know, because it doesn't feel like, for the people who have somebody coming out, it doesn't feel like, oh, here's somebody coming to do a presentation. It's like, oh, here's this guy who's having a conversation. Yeah, I kind of like him. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll do it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I love the job though. It is exciting and rewarding.
Congratulations on getting the top 3.
And very difficult. Well, thank you. Can't
wait for next month. We're your top 2.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I don't know what your goals are here yet. So.
Well, my goals are just to make a stupid amount of money. Is really my goal.
So number 1. All right, next month. Tune in next month where he announces he was number 1.
In season 3, we are also getting the Escalation Slayer game mode. Have you played any Escalation yet? I think they had it in rotation a little bit before, or maybe it was
on Infinite.
Maybe it was just a custom game that I had played where there was Escalation Slayer.
It could be that. I don't recall playing in rotation Escalation Slayer.
Yeah, it must have been a custom game.
I did have like a little bit of a hiatus in Halo Infinite for a little while, so it could be possible it did happen.
Yeah.
I played Escalation Slayer in other Halo games, so like in MCC. I know it came up in like Halo 3 at some point, or Halo 4 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And I think it's also Halo 5. It was a thing too. So well, I mean, I'm curious to check it out, see how it plays in Halo Infinite. I don't know if they're gonna have the are they gonna have like those abilities out, the equipment? Are they gonna still be a thing that you can pick up? Are you gonna be stuck with just the grapple hook?
So there's 11 levels that you get here. Okay, I'm gonna go through each level. Okay. So starting out, when you start the game off, you get a rocket launcher, a cinder shot, and a repulsor.
Okay.
Then you get a kill. Okay. Right, yeah, like you get the heavy weapons in the beginning. Level 2 is you get an energy sword, a gravity hammer, and a grapple shot. Level 3, you get a sniper rifle, a skewer, and a threat sensor. Number 4, you get a Hydra and a Ravager. That's going to annoy me, that level 4. Level 5, you get a Bulldog, a Needler, and a grapple shot. Level 6, you get a battle rifle, commando, and threat sensor. Level 7, you get the shock rifle, stalker rifle, and drop wall. Level 8, you get a heat wave, sentinel beam, and thruster. Level 9, you get the bandit, assault rifle, drop wall. Level 10, you get a mangler, sidekick, and threat sensor. Level 11, you get the oddball and a shroud screen.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so in order to win the game,
shroud screen. So is it possible that, like, you know, you can have 3 or 4 people that are running around with just an oddball?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Screen. I mean, it looks like, and this is a little bit different, right? Classic gun game is like, from what I think of gun game, I always think of Counter-Strike. Starting out with like a pistol, something that sucks. Right. You get a kill, you kind of slowly go up, and then you get better rifles or better guns as the game goes on. I kind of think that it makes more sense the way that Halo's doing it, which is like, hey, give everybody the best stuff to start off with. That way you get more people. Yeah, exactly. You get more people to get deeper into the game. It becomes more exciting because you'll have more players at the end who are having a hard time struggling getting to like the next levels. So most games are probably going to end where you got most people between like level 4 and 11, I would think. Except for people who suck with the sniper rifle. If you suck with the sniper rifle, level 3 is going to be awful.
Right, but also they have 2 weapons instead of like the 1. Usually gun game is only the 1 weapon. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. So I found it weird that like when you were saying that, like, oh, you got the sniper rifle and the skewer and this equipment.
Yeah.
right?
Well, the guns are all kind of similar to each other, right? You get rocket launcher, cinder shot, energy sword, gravity hammer, sniper, skewer, hydra, ravager, bulldog, and needler. I feel like those two are very different.
So okay, but
Good.
here's the thing. I think like in previous Halos, they were similar, right? Like when you look at the gravity hammer and the energy sword now, the gravity hammer has a lot more weight to it when in that swing, right? Versus the sword.
It's a good point.
In previous Halos, the gravity hammer was definitely a much faster swing.
Yeah.
It was actually closer to the sword swing, right? So like that is comparable, but in this situation, most people probably end up grabbing the sword and using the sword instead. In which case, why not just have the gravity hammer as its own tier, right? Also, if you look at the sniper rifle and the skewer, you're heavily punished for missing with the skewer, right?
Yeah.
You have to reload the thing,
right?
So like in that situation, like okay, well the people are probably just pick up the sniper anyways, which means the skewer is not going to be really used. Why not have the skewer on its own like tier as well?
Yeah, instead of doing 21 tiers, they're doing 11 because that oddball would be by itself. That makes sense. But you could basically.
And then is the oddball one hit kill or is it like still a double hit melee or whatever?
It's a great question too. I'm not sure.
I figured it would have to be a double hit melee if they're going to throw in the shroud screen at the end just to allow you to kind of mess around.
I wonder how they came up with the different abilities that they gave you. Like sometimes you get a grapple shot. Like level 2, you get a grapple shot, sword, and hammer. Like that's gonna be nuts. That's kind of cool. But like you got a threat sensor with the sniper rifles. Like I don't understand that one.
Right, and then also take into consideration that everyone's gonna be on their own tiers, right? So like somebody with a sniper rifle and like what was it called? What was the equipment for that? The threat sensor.
Threat sensor, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be you're gonna have somebody with a like with what like the oh my god, I can't remember these names. The repulsor.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna shoot your threat sensor at the person with the repulsor, trying to figure out where they are. Like, it's kind of silly, but you know,
yeah,
I guess
exactly.
you have to kind of throw in something somewhere, or that threat sensor somewhere. So I don't know. Give it a shot. See how it goes. Obviously, like, you know, it could use some tweaking at some point, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
Maybe we play it and we say, hey, like, I think we should have 21 tiers instead of the 11 that there are now.
Right,
then
separate
they can
them out
to change it, right? Like,
oh, this is cool. You can also de-level enemies by meleeing them in the back.
Oh, like the humiliation in Call of Duty, right?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that, but maybe.
Yeah, so gun game in Call of Duty, if you melee them, if you kill them via like knifing them in the back, it's called a humiliation, and they go back down one tier.
Yeah, so that sounds exactly like what this is too.
Like, if we had assassination animations in Halo Infinite, that would be the perfect place to do a humiliation. It would encourage people to humiliate, you know? Like, bopping them in the back is, you know, I don't know, it's just not as fun as
the assassination.
The assassination for sure.
Yeah, just a little boop.
Right, unless the ninja is the humiliation. I guess.
Well, getting ninja'd is definitely humiliating.
Yeah. Not just that, they've made it so that like it pops up in the death feed.
Ninja.
Everyone, look, Trax just got ninja'd.
Oh yeah, they do. They do that.
Yeah.
Looks like there's going to be a BTB version of Escalation Slayer, which sounds awesome. 24 players running around blowing each other up. It's pretty cool.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
Says there's going to be a BTB version of Escalation Slayer. So.
Oh, okay.
24
well, I
people.
assume no vehicles?
That's a good question. I would hope not, because that would take away from it.
Defeats the purpose, right?
Totally defeats the purpose. Yeah, so I'd imagine there's no vehicles. I guess we'll find out, though. And then it looks like that's sort of all they wanted to show in this article about the maps and modes coming to Season 3. So that's kind of neat.
Did they say anything else about the Shroud screen at all?
Not a lot in here about that.
No?
No, this
Like,
more had to do with
like
like the maps and the modes.
Okay. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out. Like, other than obviously the visible like distraction that it would cause, is it gonna like make it so that you can't see your radar?
No.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't affect radar at all.
Interesting. Okay.
I shouldn't be so definite on that. I believe that I remember hearing that it doesn't affect radar, but I could, don't hold me to that. I could be wrong about that. Okay. But I think it's just a visibility only.
And then also is that also in campaign? Are we gonna have the shroud screen in campaign?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
If we do, is it gonna be upgradable?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because I'm very curious to see if they're going to throw in the bandit rifle in the campaign as well, and I want to see how much it changes the gameplay of the campaign.
Let me Google this because I don't see it here. Will the bandit rifle be in Halo Infinite campaign? All right, let's see. Echoes Within. This is according to Polygon. Echoes Within will add the hotly anticipated bandit rifle, a single-shot weapon that appears to function much like the DMR from the beloved games of Halo 4 and Halo Reach. It drops alongside the shroud.
Almost like they probably should have called it the DMR.
Shroud screen, basically a smoke grenade. I don't know if it says anything here about the campaign though. It looks like it's just multiplayer.
Just multiplayer? That's unfortunate then.
It looks, again, nothing I could be wrong on, but it looks like it might just be multiplayer.
Okay. That would be a little disappointing, but you know, it is what it is.
Because I don't see anything
Obviously,
here
if we don't
about...
get it in this update, there could be another update. They might be able to throw it in. For all we know, maybe they were holding back on the potential Unreal Engine transfer, right? To make that a thing.
Could be. Could be. Could be. I wonder if something here will say on Halopedia, bandit rifle, originally manufactured, blah, 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 blah. Nah, this is all like the lore behind it. That's not helpful. List of appearances, Halo Infinite, Season 3, Echoes Within. Yeah, so I think it's just multiplayer. I think it's safe to say it's just multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's give it a shot in multiplayer. I certainly hope there's a bunch of them lying around in maps as well, so that I can pick them up and use them, or we all can pick them up and use them. Otherwise, it's gonna suck jumping into a big team battle map and like, oh well, there's only the one on your side. So
right, everybody's running for it,
and then like you come in, yeah, everyone's running for it, grabbing it, trying to see how it is, trying to play with it, and so on and so forth. And then you realize that well, there's only one on this side, and then you come to the next map. Well, I'll try the next match. Oh wait, it wasn't part of the rotation for this one. So you can go like games upon games without even playing it.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, hopefully there's an easier way to get to it. Hopefully they throw it into like SWAT or something like that, where you can play with it, but I wouldn't mind seeing...
Hey, I think we need more weapons around the map, please. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just give us more weapons to pick up, please.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. That's it for that article. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on tonight about Halo before we wrap things up?
Did you see the trailer for I guess they had like the how they have the cutscenes or whatever for Echoes Within? Did you check that out?
Yeah, I did see it.
Kind of intriguing.
It does look intriguing. It looks like they are hopefully going to spend a little bit more time developing more of like a narrative, if that's what they want to do. Like, I think I'm in the same camp as you. I don't need the multiplayer to be lore accurate or have any kind of lore at all. But if you are going to do it, then do something interesting. It looks like they are.
Yeah. You get to see the Spartan. You get to see him like trying to walk through a door, and it's making me think that this is gonna be like a psychological thing where like the AI is like messing with this guy's head, right, in an attempt to like take over.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
And I think I saw a bunch of rumors that says like infection will be coming, and that's how it's gonna be. It's from like an AI taking over kind of thing.
Which is a neat concept, actually.
Yeah, that is neat.
It can work.
Makes it easier than having all the 3D assets for the flood or something like that. You know, you just make a Spartan with a bright red Eratus looking kind of face or something like that.
But just put the angry AI face as the visor on the visor. I'll just call it a day.
It's kind of badass, actually. I like that idea.
Just imagine, oh my god, just imagine a bunch of those like angry did you say Eratus? I don't know what his name is.
I think it's Eratus. I always thought it was Iratus, like irritated. But I think it's
irritating to say your name.
Irritating. Yeah, you stupid AI. Get a new name.
Silly AI, so silly.
But I think that it is Iratus. I think I heard somebody pronouncing it that way. But yeah, I mean, it looks neat. It looks neat. I'm excited to see the full cutscenes. Hopefully get something a little bit more interesting than what we had with the Lone Wolves thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of Lone Wolves. I mean, to be fair, like, it didn't take very long to get through the season pass at all. And, like, you've had a couple events here and there, and that's, you know, that took one night, I think. If you played, like, one solid night, you got through all the season. You got through all the events fairly quickly.
Yeah, you could get those events done in a single night for sure.
Yeah. So looking forward to getting a whole new battle pass with a whole set of customization. I'm looking forward to eventually hopefully moving away from all the Halo Reach customization stuff, just because like I'm tired of it. Like, can we get new stuff, please?
Yeah, somehow we've been on Halo Reach stuff for like a year and a half now.
Yeah, right. So that's I'm happy that we're gonna get some new stuff. Still crossing my fingers, hoping that we can get like that the customization fix, because my Spartan is still default.
Yeah, we got to get you or they got to fix their stuff, that way we can make you look not default.
Make me look the way I would like to look as a Spartan, preferably.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, exactly. I just want them to give us colors back. It's so, this whole thing is irritating. It's tiresome. I'm tired of complaining about it.
Yeah. I guess before you pack it in, so Martin O'Donnell put up something on YouTube. It was a bunch of additional voice lines that that he had recorded with the voice actor for Sergeant Johnson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was really neat, and like I thought it was really cool that in the description of the video, he kind of threw a little jab at 343.
Oh, really?
Because 343 had said that, like, oh, you know, Halo's always been a competitive game, right?
Right.
So in the description he puts in, I uploaded these outtakes years ago, but I thought some of you kids might never have heard them. Maybe I'll start a series here. Anyways, this shows just how serious we were about making a competitive game.
Oh, damn.
I know, right? Like, I was like, oh, damn. Shots fired.
Marty's spicy. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. And some of the lines is hysterical because, like, I think Johnson, and one of Johnson's lines is, Halo 4, I get a woman. Like, you know? Like, oh, sorry, bud. I don't think that's happening.
Think you're dead. Halo 4.
So I don't know, like, if it's something that if it's something that you're interested in, I highly suggest you check it out. It's really fun to hear like the outtakes and, like, you know, just that kind of back and forth in general.
That's cool. That must have been so fun. That must be so cool for him to kind of like look back on and then release to people who are just like so excited to hear that kind of stuff.
Right, exactly. It's really neat, and I'll post it up on the thing on the Discord or whatever, so you guys can check it out.
Perfect.
There. But like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really neat. Worth checking out. It was a good fun, a good little like couple minutes of fun, just listening to the voice actor kind of just ramble on a bit.
Yeah, I like what Marty's been doing on YouTube. There's this guy who I used to watch doing like song reactions to like metal music and stuff like that. His name is Jeebs, Jeebz. And then on my YouTube feed, all of a sudden, I saw Jeebs doing an interview with Marty, and I'm like, what is going on here? So that was really cool for me to see. Yeah. But yeah, hearing Marty and seeing him pop up a lot, and I forget what group it was that he was talking to. It might have been Corridor Crew. he was talking about helping them out with some of the audio stuff for their Halo project that they're doing. So he clearly wants to be involved with Halo in some kind of way. I'm not necessarily saying like he wants to be hired by 343 to be a composer, but like he still loves the world of Halo, and I think that I think it's evident. I think that's really cool. It's kind of annoying to watch like a lot of these 343 devs use Halo as a stepping stone to like other things, and then like you can kind of look around at these other developers who were with Halo during the Bungie days who just have so much love for it. They keep commenting on it, they're looking at it, you know, they're suggesting things, and it's like, you know, you want that. You want your developers to be in love with the franchise, you know.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Wish we had more of that.
Not only that, but also like way back when, like they were always just experimenting, constantly experimenting, you know, like and tweaking what they felt kind of fit, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of where the whole innovation of like, you know, Halo became a thing, right? Whereas now, at this particular moment, I feel like we're just trying to play catch up with whatever the big AAA titles are.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I think you're right.
Like they do mention all the time that there is passion in the Halo universe, right? But I feel like you know, these guys are getting like super bogged down by business decisions.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Right. They can't excrete that same passion that they want to excrete because they just have to listen to the higher ups.
Yeah, like I think you're exactly like I kind of came at the developers right there, but I think you're right. I think there's a lot of like business decisions are being made for what the developers need to be doing, and you know what? Maybe that's a good maybe that's a reason why there's more of a revolving door at 343 for people who are in leadership, because maybe they don't really have that much of a say, and they're kind of just carrying out the orders from, you know, suits who aren't actually creative.
Right. It's for them. It's maybe money thing, right? Like, oh well, this makes more sales, therefore we must be doing this.
Right. Well.
So.
That's how you run a franchise into the ground. Oof.
Yeah, no, I thought it'd be interesting to share that Martin O'Donnell's video of the like just the Sergeant Johnson voice acting, like little bits of snippets. He definitely did like kind of have full reins on what he was kind of saying there. It wasn't none of it was really scripted. It was a lot of improv.
Yeah, that must be so much fun.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he was kind of like warming up, getting into the voice, so then he could do the scripting and all that stuff. And in that time, that he was doing the improv, right? And I think that's what kind of makes it a little bit more fun, because like you can very much tell that both of them are having fun with it. So
I love that. I think that's really cool. Yeah, so go check that out. We'll post it in the Discord. And then yeah, you can go and see that. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. JJ, Q-Stick, Rabble. Anybody else who's here who's not chatting, just kind of lurking and just listening, thank you for being here. Mystery, what do you got going on this week?
Tomorrow we are doing episode, I think 4 of Tomb of Annihilation, which is going to be dungeon mastered, I guess, by Q-Stick, who is hopefully still in the chat. And then Friday, I think I'm doing either Halo with Spark and Covalent or Borderlands pre-sequel.
Nice. Very cool.
Twitch.tv/REALMASTRY.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, we'll be back here next week for another episode of Red Spartan Halo Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have fun, and we'll talk to you in the future. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Wait, I forgot that was too depressing.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. Depressing music.
Alert.
I'm detecting Covenant movement.
Parody version. I'm detecting Covenant music. Like a remix of the Covenant dance song. This is the faster, upbeat version of the Covenant dance from Halo CE.
All right, bye everybody.
Featuring more hi-hat.